Universal Vault. I'm Ryan, your host. Today we're taking a look at Bustin' Loose. Bustin' Loose is a 1981 comedy starring Richard Pryor, Cicely, Tyson. It co-stars Paul Mooney. The movie is directed by Oz Scott. And this movie is really good. I'll explain what the plot's about. Richard Pryor plays who was the guy again? I'm thinking I'm probably was it? Yeah, Joe Braxton. I had to look on the back of the DVD. Yeah, Pryor plays Joe Braxton. He's a con man, but he meets up with Vivian Perry, played by Cicely Tyson. She's actually a teacher that carries aboard 8 special needs students, and they basically go on this giant road trip. Basically, Richard Pryor's trying to be sort of the chauffeur, the bus driver. And Cicely Tyson, like I said, is the teacher in this. This is a really funny film. So, basically, they're traveling around and these kids all have problems. So, the teacher's not liking what these kids are doing. So, one kid is like starting fires. A couple kids are at the arcade. She's not pleased about that. She tells them that you're just trouble. You're not even a real bus driver. And this movie is a hoot. There's one scene midway through the film where he bumps into the Ku Klux Klan. It gets very weird. So he's like, walks, and then all of a sudden the Ku Klux Klan just walks and like holds him. And he's just talking. He's like, yo, brother, what's up? It's just, then they get onto the bus. They see Cicely Tyson, who they try to basically, the Ku Klux Klan. I'm not going to get into the whole story about that. But basically, he wants those kids to be blind, pretend to be blind, and the KKK are like falling for it. So their bus is stuck in mud. So they get a beat up bus, and basically they go on this giant road trip. It's really fun. So the KKK helps them. It's just checking something, but yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of fun though. The movie is definitely the soundtrack's really good. The songs are actually conducted and sung by Roberta Flack. Only about 2 songs in the movie though. Though one problem I had is that song that na 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 na. The kids singing it gets really annoying fast. So that's my only negative though. So craziness ensues, and that's another thing I love about these 1980s films is the gorgeous cinematography. Talk about a ton of grain in this. Now, this is actually a Good Times release, and I want to talk about this release right here. I did review another Good Times release that also had Richard Pryor, 1985's Brewster's Millions. And this has a problem with sometimes the audio. Like, I've had Richard Pryor be whispering, but you can't tell what he's saying. Now, I don't know if that's the DVD. This is actually, this release I have right here is actually the Good Times release. Yeah, this is a Universal title released by Good Times. But, yeah, it's really, really good. Very funny movie. It's definitely, it says a family cross-country comedy. But I would not call this a family film. This isn't hard R-rated film. So yeah, this is an R-rated movie though, so I just wanted to let you know. I do apologize if I'm spinning around, but this is a very hard R-rated film, so just to let you know, I think I've already said that before. So, is there anything else I can say about this film? Well, I will say, like I said, Paul Mooney's in the film. He's another crook. The beginning of the film I do like is where he's like trying to loot and steal stuff. So he bumps into this Doberman Pinscher. He gives him a Three Musketeers, I do believe. And the dog somehow walks away. That's a hoot. The movie was actually also written by... I forgot to mention that the movie is written by Richard Pryor. That's why this movie is just a hoot. So, yeah, very funny film. I don't know if this movie is going to make it on my list at the end of the year, the rundown. But it's a really, really... really damn funny film. I had a lot of fun with this movie. So, I think I'm going to say this right now. I'm trying to think anything else. I do like how in the beginning, the ending's really good. Like, the kids are complete Yeah, some of the kids are dicks, though. Like, one scene, like, they get to know him, it's like, Pryor's like, get your ass to the back of the bus. He tells him that all the time, and another kid's like, one kid's like blind, he's driving the bus, and he's like hanging on there. It's stuff like that. I'm trying to think other things without me trying to ramble, but I do like Richard Pryor's energy. It is hysterical, though, but in the end of the film, you get to really feel good about these kids and had a cute but good moral. The ending had a great message to it, though, that it, honestly, if it didn't have like a couple of F words here and there, this movie would have either got a PG or PG-13. I think this movie would have been more of a PG-13 rated film. I feel like teenagers would like this. Now, as I said before, back in the 80s was a lot different. This is an R-rated film, but not like a hard R. It's not like an action picture or a South Park or anything like that. It's a wholesome story that I think families would like. There's no nudity in the film, though this DVD does not tell a rating, but near the end of the film, once you pass the credits, it does have the R rating at the very end. Although the poster's really cool. It shows basically Pryor running from the KKK, which is just like, you could not get away with comedy. And that's why Richard Pryor is just one of the funniest people. If you like Chappelle and Eddie Murphy, all those comedians, Richard Pryor's your guy. So, yeah, I think I mentioned, but the heart and soul is those kids, and I think that's really what makes this movie good. So, final verdict. Should you see Bustin' Loose? Yes, yes, and yes. This is one of the funniest comedies I've ever watched. Though there were some parts that I didn't laugh, but I laughed enough to say, yes, see this film. I finally found a comedy that I watch. I did previously review the film that I didn't think the comedy works. This comedy works for what it is, though. So, this right here is going to have a spot on my Universal shelf, on my Universal DVD shelf. So, I don't have much to say. Go watch Bustin' Loose. Highly recommend checking this movie out. You'll have a good time with this. And even if you're not a fan of Richard Pryor, I think the supporting performance of Cicely Tyson works. I've had reviewed Fried Green Tomatoes, another Universal film that had Cicely Tyson, and yeah, she didn't do a comedy, though. Another funny thing in the film, I'm going to mention this, is like, well, the kid falls in the water, so Richard Pryor doesn't do a dive. He just does a belly flop right in the water. And then somehow they all can't swim. So Cicely Tyson is the teacher. She just jumps right in the water. And he's faking it because they both can stand up in shallow water, which I thought was just hilarious. The kids are fun. You do feel bad for some of the kids. So that's because some of them are special needs. One kid's blind. The other kid starts fires and he just panics. But I'm not going to get into the whole look. I'm not going to get into the whole thing about my feelings on that. I'm not going to say anything harsh about it. But you could not get away with doing comedies like this. So definitely check this film out. I like the movie. I can recommend it. Goes right up on my Universal DVD shelf. So that's it for this edition of Hidden Universal Vault. Come back next time. I got something really excited because hopefully I can make it out this Saturday, because with my next review, we are heading out to the movies. Yes, Hidden Universal Vault is going to go to the theaters to see the next film. Not going to tell you what it is, but you're going to have to stick around for it. I'm going to be super pumped this coming Saturday, and I don't want you guys to miss it. So, until then, check out Bustin' Loose. Definitely it's bustin', fun, really fun time. I'm rambling. Thanks again, guys. I will see you guys with the next review. And the cool thing about this next Saturday review, I'm going to have a guest. So we're going to have a guest on the show that's going to be joining us. I'll tell you the hint. It's a co-worker for my job. He's going to join me in the review because we're both going to go out to the movies to see this. And I'm really excited. So I hope you guys can join this coming Saturday. And I'll see you guys this Saturday with the next review. See ya.